Hi guys, so today is Saturday, I believe. I am downstairs in my craft room because my dad and husband are upstairs working on the kitchen, so I decided to try and put some order to my craft room because it's a disaster. So I will show you guys what I'm dealing with, and I don't really know what if I'm gonna be able to do this or where I'm gonna be able to put everything, so let me show you what I'm dealing with. Sorry if you saw my armpit. So there's just some random stuff in here. So my craft room's not huge, so this is me standing in the doorway. So that's where I record Kayla Crochet Love most of the time. I have the window open. Try and get some air in. I have some garbage over there. This was all in a little cupboard that we had to actually bring upstairs because we needed a cupboard to put our food in. It's my guitar, an old backpack, and I have another little shelf over there. So this is just, I don't even know what's in half of these boxes. Stuff everywhere. It's where I keep most of my yarns. And then this is my desk, which is also a disaster. And then there's all that foam. My mom had bought that and they left it here when my husband and I bought the house. And then I have a wardrobe which has quite a bit of garbage in it. Not garbage, just random stuff. I have Halloween costumes in here. And there's yarn in those. I think there's yarn in here with a project I started apparently. Yeah, so I got a lot of work to do, but I will try and keep you updated as I go along. And if I find anything fun, I will show you guys. Okay, I think I'm done for now. There's still boxes and stuff over there, but I'll figure out what to do with that later. But there's definitely an improvement. The floor is clean other than 2 bags of garbage down there. Just kind of like scrap piece of paper and stuff. So I added a few things. My table still has a few things on it that I got to bring upstairs. And I didn't do anything with the foam yet because I don't know what to do with it. But yeah, nice and clean. I did have to pile a few things over here that I have to go through. Because that's a basket of just winter clothes and stuff, so, or not clothes, but hats and stuff. Pretty sure a lot of them are my nephew's. So I reorganized these bins, so this side's still a hot mess. But I did scraps in these two. So these are like my worsted and chunky scraps, and these are my fingering and DK scraps. And then I labeled those bins there. So these have all my I say soft yarn, but it has like my Caron Latte cakes. I have Red Heart Amour and a few others. And then that's just my basic colors of Red Heart and Bernat. And yeah, those have partial skeins in them too, but so yeah, I reorganized this a little bit. So up here is all my fingering weight. Down here is DK and this is a sport weight. Down here there's kind of a mix. So these are all worsted. Those two are actually worsted, but I just stuck them there. And those are DK. Down here I have some like chunky and bulky yarns. And then down here I just had room for some cakes. So those ones are DK and these are worsted. And then down there I just put some extras. So those are my facet stones and my, I think those are loops and threads colors. So I just put them down there. And then in here I like to put some of my cake yarn and just little random skeins. And then anything else I didn't have room for in here or the bins, I stuck in these bins here. So there's like really little scrap balls in there. And yeah, just kind of shoved them in there. So yeah, not much has changed. I changed the shawl on my mannequin and I put my Caron anniversary cake there because I like to look at it. So yeah. Oh, and I hang all my project bags here. These aren't all of them. I'm using a few of them right now. So this one does have a project in it, but I probably won't work on it anytime soon. So yeah. But yeah, just thought I'd share that with you guys. We'll see how long I can keep it clean like this. Doesn't normally last long, so we will see. Actually, I have a little rug here I should put on the floor as a decoration. I made this one a long time ago with one of the first Caron cotton cakes I ever bought. Oh, and look at that. I found another hat under it. St. Patrick's Day hat that I made my husband. The stuff you find when you clean, eh? So yeah, just thought I'd share that with you guys. Kind of give you a little craft room tour. I haven't done that in a while, so yeah, hope you enjoyed that. So while cleaning my craft room, I tried to organize some of the projects that I found. And I actually already had been starting to do that. So I have two little bins, two little tote bins like this, with some old finished projects in them. So I thought I should go through them and see what's in them. I remember watching Cinnamon Stitches, and Jennifer would sit in her closet, and as she's cleaning it, she'd share stuff. So I was like, oh, that's fun, so maybe I'll do it too. Okay, so in the first bin, some of these you might recognize, some of these you might not. You might recognize them if you've been watching me for a while. And yeah, I honestly don't even know what's in half of these, so we'll see. This one is my second fudget shawl I made. So you've seen this one recently. So I combined Red Heart, Unforgettable, and oh my goodness. Sorry, I put my little mat down on the floor and my dog decided to go lay on it. He's so cute. I'll try and show you. Hang on a second. There he is. He's sitting by the garbage, but he's happy. Shiloh! Hey, you like that? You like that little rug? He's so cute. Sorry. Sorry about that. Anyway. He's just too cute. And that is technically a project that I did make a long time ago. So yeah, that's the first thing I pull out. It's my second fudget shawl I made. So I used like a roving mixed with a regular kind of acrylic. So that was a fun cal. I enjoyed that cal very much. Got to be creative, although that's what I do half the time. And this is, I feel like this has been a lot of things you might remember. This is just a little Tunisian crochet cowl I made a couple months ago with the honeycomb stitch, just to practice my Tunisian crochet. I don't even know what yarn this is. I think it's Red Heart Super Saver. It feels like it. This is a newsboy hat I made for my husband for New Year's Eve. My friends did a 1920s themed party, so I made my husband a newsboy hat. It looks giant, but because of how it sits, so he was sitting it kind of off to the side, and it's supposed to kind of go like this. So I thought it was cute, and he wore it like all night, so he'll probably never wear it again, but that's okay. Because it looks massive. Look at how big that looks. So that's that one. And that one I believe I just used Red Heart Super Saver. A lot of those yarns I don't have the labels for because they've been in my stash for a long time. This is my first fudget shawl I made. So I made two. This is the first one. I really like this one. I put little baubles in it. And I just like the texture it gives. And I used Loops and Threads colors for this one, and I don't remember the colorway. I showed this one recently though, so yep, I like this one. And it's not shawl weather yet. It's getting to be. I don't know if you can hear the wind out there. It's pretty windy today, but it's humid, so I am wearing a long sleeve shirt though. Okay, now we're getting into some stuff that I haven't seen for a long time and I forgot about. Like this hat. I think this hat was the one that had been sitting on that for a while. And this is using Cascade yarns. I can't remember the exact name. I have one here. It's not the same color. Cascade 2020 Superwash Aran Splatter. 2020? Yeah. Or sorry, 220 Superwash. So I made this hat and it does have some texture in it. But this hat turned out really big. Like really big. Like it looks okay, but it's quite big. But I think I know a couple people who might be able to pull it off better than me. I mean, it's still comfortable, it's just big. And I like the color. Just like this red with black and white. It all smells like my wool wash. I guess that's a good thing. I remember making this hat. This was a while ago. And I remember sharing it on my podcast. So this is just a little hat I made. I think this is... It's pretty soft. I don't know what yarn this is. I think it might be Estelle Chunky. And then this is just like a fur yarn. But the way it sits on your head, it kind of flares out at the bottom. I'm wearing little pigtails too, that doesn't help. But, I don't know. I've never worn it. Couldn't think of anyone to give it to, so it's just sitting in the bin. So, I don't know. It's just there. I mean, it's cute, but I'll probably never wear it. I'm sure. I can always donate it, I'm sure. So. I wish I could remember what this yarn was. I know I have some more somewhere. But I don't know where. It'll take me by the time I find it. So. It's so soft though. Checking all my bins around here. No. Okay. Anyway. I don't know. I was going to gift this to one of my grandmothers for Christmas last year, but I wasn't crazy about it. This is a Loops and Threads yarn. I can't remember what the name of it though, but it has like a sheen to it and it's fuzzy. And I believe it says it's a worsted weight, but it was really thin and I just wasn't crazy about it. So I didn't gift it. I didn't use a pattern, but I think it's just because it's so thin. Like, it is pretty, but I didn't like how the collar fell, and maybe if I wash it, it would be better, or if we turn the collar up. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't crazy about it, and I just kind of winged it. So, I don't know. It'll sit in my bin. Unless I find someone who wants it, which I'm sure even if I gave it to my grandmothers, they would love it. One of my grandmothers. This one, I had just learned how to do cables. And I remember sharing this one too. So I had started learning cables by doing a hat by Yarn Inspirations, and I took the hat pattern and I kind of converted it into a big cowl. So for this one I have the yarn here somewhere. I know I do, I just put it away. I used Loops and Threads Charisma, and it's a bulky yarn, so bulky 5. This color is fuchsia. So I just kind of converted it into a cowl. but I think I might need to wash it because it's really stiff. So yeah, I think if I washed it, it might help. I guess I could curl it, but it's just, I don't know. But it was an experiment. And I do like the cables. It looks really cool with the chunky yarn too. So, but I never washed it, so it's just been sitting in the bin. And those projects got me hooked on cables. I love doing cables now. This is another one. When I first started cables, I just did a simple beanie and I added a cable down one side. And I used Red Heart Amore for this one. And I like this one. It fits well, and the cable just adds a little detail to the side. Or the front, wherever you want to put it. But I have so many hats. My mom's made me a lot of hats. And I just have so many that there's only a couple I wear all the time. But I love making hats. So I think that's why I make them, and I just throw them in here. That way if I know someone who I wanted to give something to for Christmas or a birthday or something, then I could just reach in the bin and grab them something. But it seems like I just forget about it all the time. So this is just a little baby hat I made. I think I just had a little bit of yarn left, so I just decided to make a baby hat. I think this is a Bernat Pop. So I just did double crochets and this half double crochet into the third loop. It does look pretty cool. But again, I don't know. I am a kind of person that just likes to crochet. I don't need to have something finished unless it's something that's really tedious. Like this one, this shawl, I just really wanted to have it done. I wasn't enjoying it the last few rows, so that's why I just kind of stopped it. But a lot of times I'll just crochet just to crochet. Or knit. Right now I'm knitting just a plain stockinette hat, and it's just the process. This is a cowl I made, and I used Essence of Autumn. So it's I think it's called her Gilded Merino. I don't know, I just threw the label out today. But it has a sparkle to it, and it's her colorway Bird of Paradise, and I love this yarn. I don't really wear this cowl because I don't like how it hangs on me. Like, if I can sit it the right way, it looks okay, but I'm not crazy about it. But I love this yarn, so I might maybe try and figure out about frogging it. I know a lot of people liked it. I just don't like the way the cowl sits, and it's not very low down the back. But I really like the yarn, so I think I might end up frogging this one and reusing the yarn for something else. Because it's so pretty. I'd probably still make a cowl with it, but just... And I might even make it the same way, just change up how I make it. Because it's so pretty. I love this yarn. So. But for now, I'm just gonna hang on to it and not do anything with it. Almost at the end of the first bin. This is another hat. Actually, I had this hat sitting on there for a long time too. And this is another hat. I go through phases where the hats I make are they just turn out way too big. So like this one's pretty big, but it's not too bad. Again, I'm wearing pigtails, so it looks fine right now, but I think it's because my pigtails are pushing out the back. So this one, it's actually a fingering weight and a worsted weight held together. So you can kind of see the speckle of color. That's the fingering weight. So the fingering weight is Daisy Knits. And I actually won this from Rose Likes Crochet. I won that a while ago. and it was like a sock, I think it's called a sock blank. So when you get it, it's already knitted into like a tube, and you're supposed to just pull right from that to knit or crochet with it. I ended up caking it up just because I like working from a cake, but I didn't know what to make with it. So I was thinking it would look nice stranded with the worsted. And the worsted weight I used was Chic Sheep by Marley Bird. So you can't really see, there's a little bit of a shimmer to it. So that's from the Daisy Knits. And I do like this one too, but again, I haven't worn it. There's one hat that I wore all last winter, and I made it almost 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, but it's my favorite hat and I wear it all the time. So, I don't know. If I can, see, I have a couple other hats in this bin. If I find people who I know like to wear hats, then I don't have a problem. But I don't know many people who like to wear hats. So yeah, this is another hat I made. This one turned out really big. Like, really big. Like, even with the ponytails on, you can tell it's big. So this one I used Cabin Fever, and this is that fur yarn. So this is a DK. This is that furry yarn again. This like purple color. The Cabin Fever does have like purpley speckles in it. You can't really tell on camera. I have the light in a horrible spot too. Yeah, you can't really tell. But I had a good idea with the brim like this. Actually, you know what? I think Crystal from Bag O' Day Crochet has a pattern for a hat like this. Or a tutorial. And I had seen it and I was like, I could do that. But I didn't follow her tutorial, which, lesson learned, I should have just followed the tutorial. But this is what I got. And I like it still. My husband actually wore this one one day because he liked the fuzzy, because it does feel so nice on. But it just ended up really big. And it was big on my husband too, and he has a lot of hair, like thick hair. This one is another hat. This one I made probably about 4 years ago when I first got back into or I should say when I first got back, how should I say it? I've been crocheting since I was 12, but I wasn't really into it until about 4 or 5 years ago. And I had followed a tutorial by Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, and I made this hat. So this is like a granny stitch hat, but I used this like crazy color and a black brim. I think this was Red Heart yarn. And I was so proud of this hat, and I still love it. I wore this hat all the time when I first made it. And I still love it. Like, it's a little short, and it's not perfect, but I still love it. I'm looking at it in the mirror. I still love it. I forgot about this hat. But I should make more of the granny stitch hats, because I do like them. Especially for those days in the winter where it's cold, but it's not like freezing cold, so it lets some of the air in still. I like that one. That made me happy. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of throw this stuff back in the bin. So that was one of the little bins. And I have one more that has stuff in it. I do have projects kind of dispersed through my house. I have this set of drawers in my bedroom that I keep some crochet stuff in just so I don't have to run up and down the stairs all the time. And I have some projects in there. So this bin, smorgasbord of stuff. So this is a shawl I made a while ago. You would have probably seen this one. I think everything in this bin you've probably seen before. Honestly, everything in that bin you've pretty much seen before too, but it's fun to have like a flashback. So this is just a simple little shawl I made, no pattern. This was my first fingering weight shawl actually, and I used inked sheep fibers. It was actually a sock kit. So this was like a little mini, and this was the main color. I don't remember the name, but I thought it would look good as a little shawlette kind of thing with the added pop of color. And this is one of my favorite ones that I've made. I love the colors. I don't wear it very often because it's usually sitting on my mannequin, but I love the colors of this one. It's so fun. And I didn't use a pattern for this one. If I can, I'll try to link a lot of these patterns I talk about down below, but we'll see. A lot of these don't have patterns though, but if I remember, I will link them. And if I forget, then don't hesitate to ask me. I will try to point you in the right direction. So this one I just did excuse me, a few weeks ago. This is my You're Not Alone cowl by Hannah from Cozy Cottage Crochet. I used Chic Sheep, and I think the colorway was Mimosa, and I really like this one. I am saving this one to probably give as a Christmas gift because I probably won't wear it, but I do really like it. It smells really good. It smells really nice. But I do really like this cowl. I love the texture, and it's pretty mindless. So it is a paid for pattern. I know this one's a paid for pattern. So this one I finished pretty recently too. This is using Red Heart Roll With It Sparkle, and I think the colorway was Crystal, and I just made up my own thing. I like the little picots I did at the edge though. So yeah, I just did like grannies and double crochets and then picots. But I really like it, and the sparkle on this thing is incredible. It's more of a little shawlette, so you wouldn't really be able to wrap it around your shoulders, but it's pretty. Very pretty. If I had more of that yarn, I probably would have made it bigger. So much buzz. This hat I finished a little while ago, and I told you guys I didn't like it, and I still don't like it. I mean, I like the color. I like the color work kind of thing here, but the decreases just didn't work for me, and I think I've heard other people have that problem with this pattern. It was on the Caron Chunky Cupcakes label. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to try washing it and see if it improves. And it's supposed to fit like a woman's head, and it's too small on me. So it could fit a child, like maybe like a tween kind of thing. But I do like the color work though, and the brim. That one's where you do the brim first, like you work this way. And I like it, but not crazy on the hat. You can't love all your projects, I guess. Be nice if you did. This one I did, I think most of these I finished within the past couple of years, but it's been almost 2 years since I've been podcasting. Like, it's basically been 2 years. That's crazy. I still feel so new to this. But this is just a little beanie I made. I can't remember the yarn I used. It was this little tiny cake yarn my husband got me. And I used pretty much the whole thing. But I love the gradient of this one. And it's a little short. but I still like it. It's cute. I love the color. It's showing up more purple on camera. It's more of like a, not really a fuchsia, but that kind of color. That idea. It's all wrinkled. Gotta fold it better. I think I just threw it in my bin. I said bin a lot this this recording. I feel like I have. This is another shawl. Can you tell what I like to make? Shawls, cowls, and hats. Those are my favorites. This one, I want to get another cake of this yarn if I can. And I actually saved the label right here so I could remember. It's Northern Lights, One Ball, One Shawl, James C. Brett. I saved it because I want to get another skein to make the shawl bigger. Because it's not huge, and I find when it's an asymmetrical shawl like this, it has to be big so it can fit around your neck nicely. And I mean, it fits okay, but I want it to be bigger. So yeah, I do really like it. I love the colors of this one, especially this bluey green color. So pretty. But I don't know when I'll be able to get any more of that yarn, if I'll be able to even. It's the store I bought it at. I don't know if they're open yet. So I'll have to find out. Oof. I gotta start folding things better or placing them in my bin better. All wrinkled. So this is a cowl. Oh, and there is a pattern for this one, but I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up because I know there's a pattern for it. I'm just seeing if I wrote it down. I have a little book here that I had been writing my episodes down, but I don't think I did. So I'll have to look into it, but there is a pattern for this one. I believe it's a free pattern as well. But this cowl is just my own thing. I really like it. It looks even better on camera because it kind of pooled. So this is just a houndstooth cowl, really simple. I did 2x2 ribbing, I believe, on this one. And oof, I really like the looks of this one. So the black, I believe, is Estelle DK, because the whole thing's made in DK weight, and the color is Dragon Strings, and it's her, I think it's her merino cashmere blend, and the colorway is Violently Feminine. So I saved this yarn in my stash for a while because I couldn't think of what I wanted to make, and then I made this and I love it. I might actually keep this one out because I forgot about it, and it just looks, I like it just like this. Just as like a decorative cowl. I mean, it will be warm too, don't get me wrong, it'll be really warm. So, and I don't think I blocked this one because I didn't want it to stretch. So if I wash it, I just have to be careful not to stretch it too much, because wool, when you block it, will stretch like crazy. This is a little headband I made. So I had taught a couple crochet classes, and I wanted to write a pattern for my students to practice changing between single crochet rows and double crochet rows. So I just made up the simple little headband, and I was pleasantly surprised that most of them actually made it, because I think it's actually really cute, but it's so easy because it's just single crochet and double crochet. I do have the pattern written up. I was thinking of maybe even just posting it to Ravelry just because I have it. But I think it's cute, and the button just adds to it. And some of them did it differently, so I bunched mine up in the middle. And some of them, all they did was they kind of like overlapped it. So when they were sewing the ends together, they did it like that, and then they just put buttons down the middle like that. Some of them put 2 buttons. But yeah, I really liked doing that. So simple, but I think it's cute. And I used Estelle worsted for this one. I like that color, the yellow. This one, I just used a Red Heart Super Saver. And it all started because I had gotten this little, I think it was supposed to be just like a sticker, but I ended up sewing it on. I just thought it was so funny. And I ended up making this cat ear hat. So it fits like that. So simple to make. And yeah, I don't know. I had someone in mind for it, but I never gave it to them. So I might still end up giving it to them. But yeah, that's what that was. And I forgot about that one completely. This is a cowl I made. I don't even remember the yarn I used for it. The local yarn shop had just opened and I bought this yarn. And I actually have a tutorial for this one on my YouTube. It was the first tutorial I ever made, I believe. Oops. There's no name for the cowl. It's just a cowl I made. But I thought the stitches looked cool, and now that I know about blocking, I think if I blocked it, it would look even cooler. Hey Rocky! What are you doing in here? Rocky's standing up on my bin, looking at me. Yeah. But, oof. It's just, oops, it's more of like a decorative cowl. But I always thought it was really pretty. And I honestly forgot about it. And I used to wear this all the time. But I like it. It's cute. So yeah. If I remember, I'll even link to my tutorial down below. I don't know how good that tutorial is. I have never, don't think I've ever gotten comments on it, but it was fun to do it anyways, and it was a learning experience, so yeah. And I liked the colors of this. Very fun. Oh, I got so much fuzz on me now. So this cowl is a big cowl, and it's just a V-stitch. So I just worked back and forth doing V-stitch. This is using Caron Latte Cakes. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, so last year I had ended up in the hospital for 3-4 days. I had basically almost died. And when I came out of the hospital, it took me weeks to be able to really crochet again, and this was one of the first things I was working on, just because it was thicker yarn, it was soft, it was nice to work on. Took me a while to finish it, but I like it. It's so soft. So soft. I think I have a bounce sheet in there. It smells good. But yeah, really nice yarn. I like the latte cakes. But yeah, simple V-stitch, no pattern for that one. This one. So I have a pattern that I called the ribbed collar bandana cowl. And this was my prototype. So this was the first one I ever made. I used Line Brand Scarfy, I believe. I'm messing up my hair, whatever. And I did write out a pattern for it. The pattern's not great because I actually follow I actually figured out a row count for, I believe, for this and for this part that works, and in the pattern I didn't include that. It was just kind of, it was more of a guideline than anything, but this was the first one I ever made. And it's itchy. After wearing the latte cakes one, this is itchy. This is a cowl. I made this one, I think this was another project I made after I got out of the hospital. I used Leo and Roxy yarn for this one. It was one of their club colorways, and I just kind of made up a repeat, and I worked like this, and then I just seamed it up, and it turned out big. So it's long, it goes down to about my belly button, but I made it. Sorry if you heard my dog growling, my cat tried to walk in, he got too close. But I made it so it could wrap around your neck twice. And I actually forgot about this one. It's nice. I like the colors. You can't really see the colors. I have the light on in a bad place. But I'm thinking maybe I'll actually block this one, because I didn't block it. I didn't block it at first because I liked the little ruffles that kind of, it looks like it has. Like it goes in where the meshy parts are. But maybe I'll try and block it out. See what it looks like. But you can see it has like kind of like little speckles and stuff. Almost done, guys. I'm having fun. I don't know if anyone would be watching this, but I'm having fun. This is another little shawlette I made, just plain old double crochets with different colors. This is the Estelle worsted, same one I used for my little ear headband. This one, I can't remember what it is. I feel like it's an alpaca yarn, and I think it might have been Barocco. I don't know, I got it a while ago. I got it 2 years ago. But yeah, another little shawlette. I just wear it around my neck. I haven't worn it for a long time. I think I've only worn it once, but a couple other things. This is a scarf. This is a tutorial I followed by Nastasia, and I actually did the rows wrong. You're supposed to repeat the one row. I repeated the opposite row, so, but it looks fine. I just kept it, and I have worn this one a lot. And I put a little bead thing at the bottom there. And I used dragon strings for this one. So it just sits like that. And I do like this. So it sits like that. And this is just a little stitch marker basically I can take off. So yeah, I used dragon strings for this one. It was a one-of-a-kind colorway, so I don't know if it had a name, but it has little black speckles in it. And I just really liked it. And I still have little bits of that yarn left too, actually. So. This one's just a little cowl I made. We were heading to Niagara Falls last winter. So I made a little cowl. So it's just kind of, it's just puff stitches and post stitches and half double crochet, I think. But it's really small. But I was happy I had it because it ended up being freezing in Niagara Falls, and I didn't have a hat. So I ended up pulling it up like this and then putting my hood on. It kept me nice and warm. I know this is a Bernat yarn. I don't know the name of it. But I just made that in the car on the way to Niagara Falls. I don't even remember this one. I guess this is just a little headband I made. I don't even know. I don't know if I ever showed this on the podcast. I don't know when I made it, but I'm guessing it's a headband. It's kind of tight. The buttons aren't even. Oh well. I don't know. That's what that is, I guess. Just, I don't know. Simple headband. Guess I was bored one day. I know I made it. I feel like I remember making it, but okay. And I only have 2 more things. So this one, I remembered I called this one my mint chip cowl. I think I'm showing you right where the seam is. And I like this one. I like the looks of it. So this is just, I did like spike stitches. This one is really itchy. Really itchy. So the brown, my one dog just ran in. The brown is a pure alpaca yarn. And I think I have some down here. I had done a yarn swap. Yeah, here's some of it. I still have some left. It's really nice yarn. It is warm, but it's scratchy. And I think it's just because it's literally just alpaca fiber spun. Like, I don't think it wasn't dyed or anything. It's from Ontario, so it wasn't spun or anything. And I did use another alpaca yarn, but this one was softer. This one was Estelle alpaca. I don't know if it was 100% alpaca, but yeah, it's itchy. Because I've tried wearing it before and it was just really itchy on my neck. It's really warm though. And I do still like the looks of it. It's just, it was too itchy. I didn't follow a pattern for this one. I just kind of made it up as I went. It's kind of looks like the houndstooth one I made. Similar look, but yeah, way too itchy. I don't know what I'll do with it, if I'll just hang on to it, because like I said, it is warm. If I know I'm gonna go walking or something, it would be good. I just might need to put like a buffer around my neck, like wear a turtleneck or something. Alright, and last is, I remember making this one. This is a little cowl that I made. I used sheep juice, so that's how you pronounce it, I think. I don't know. Facet stones, and I used 2 colors. So they're just small balls, and I was able to use, I didn't even completely use them up, but I really liked the colors. And it fits, this is just something I made up. It fits like this. Yeah, just like that. And I thought it was really cute. I thought I was being really clever with it when I made it. So I still think it's cute. I never ever wear it, but I like the concept. But now that I know what I'm doing a little bit better, maybe I could try and do it again. But I do like this yarn. This yarn's really nice. I do have one here that I never use. I haven't used yet. So this one's Stonewashed XL. So it's cotton and acrylic, but it's like fuzzy, I guess because of the acrylic. I think it's acrylic. Just let me double check. Yeah, 70% cotton, 30% acrylic. So yeah, that's this cowl. I made that one 3 years ago, I think. No. I think it was 2 years ago. It was right when I first started podcasting. So, I think. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it was right around the same time I started podcasting, so like 2 years ago. But yeah. That's everything in my bins, if you stuck around with me this long. Like I said, I do have more projects kicking around, but most of those are things you've seen recently. I mean, like I said, most of these you guys probably would have seen, unless you just started watching me. Which if not, then you don't even have to go watch all my episodes now, because not that you have to in the first place, but now you've seen most of the stuff that I would have shared on there. Other than like gifts that I've made. Whoops. So I'm just sticking everything back nicely in my bins. And yeah. I wonder if, am I the only one who just keeps bins of random projects like that? Or are you the kind of person who will make things and then get rid of it right away? Or make sure you wear it? Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. My throat is dry. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.